This
Back.
conference
Welcome
will
back.
now be recorded.
Hi, welcome everyone to this month's Graphic Arts Alliance webinar. We're really excited to be here with Fuji on their channel instead of the normal Graphic Arts Alliance channel. We're actually streaming in here live to Fuji's Demo Center in Hanover Park, and we're here with the Fuji team, Nancy, Steve, and Fred. Fred's our account manager for the Graphic Arts Alliance account, and we've been working with Fuji for a long time on different programs, but they're going to be highlighting some of the equipment that's actually included in our Graphic Arts Alliance rebate program. So without further ado, I know we've had a couple tech glitches. So without further ado, let's just jump in. And Fred, feel free to introduce your team and take it over. Thank you again.
Yeah, I want to again, as Wendy said, I'm the regional manager for the Northeast. Wendy and I have worked closely together between the two organizations, and we're excited about bringing our technology and technology from the industry to just give you a broad overview of the different technologies that we have in our demo center. Um, Steve and Nancy run our demo center, and they're going to overview in the beginning, and then we do have people lined up, our product managers at a couple different areas to briefly give you an overview of each different technology that we're going to showcase today. We don't have a super large group here, so if you want to ask a question, unmute your phone and or unmute your computer and feel free to ask away. As long as we can keep moving, we'll do the best to answer everything we can today. If something comes up, feel free to channel it through Wendy, and we'll get you answers or anything else more in depth. That being said, I'm going to
Welcome to those of you who are just signing in. We're just waiting to get everything set on site here with the Fuji Demo Center. And we'll be right with you with the demo today, but we're really excited to be here with Fuji. They have definitely this is a long time partnership with Fuji. Many of you out there might be Fuji users. Maybe you're buying the plates. Maybe some of you have the J Press. Today they're going to be doing a demo of some of their big products. So now we're going to go back live to the demo center and let them
Okay,
take it over from here.
I think I got it figured out. Can you guys hear me now?
We can.
Okay, so welcome. I'm the Graphics Innovation Hub. Can you mute yours? Okay, there we go. So manager of the Graphics Innovation Hub. So here we're starting off in our rotunda, which is where we keep a lot of our application samples and our toner devices. So we're in the middle of moving a lot of stuff around in the demo room here. So here I'm standing in front of the SC180. It's one of our smaller production toner machines. Still high quality prints, but a smaller footprint and more of an entry position for the machines. So here's one of our samples here. I'm going to have Nancy go over and hit print on it. So she'll step up and do that for us. So she's walking over to the rip now and going to queue up a job. So we'll start off with the prints here. So on this machine, we just got some of the basic finishing in it with a few drawers to set up. We have an inserter and scanner here on the page, and then a high pile stacker on the end. So this one's driven with a fiery rip as we go through here. So on this product, we do a wide variety of materials. So we can run envelopes, we can run high quality 4-color prints, cut and stack, scan in line, and then insert and finish on the way out. And all of our finishing is upgradable, and we can add as we need to, depending on what our customers' needs are. So right now, this one's queuing up right now, and we'll see some sheets run. So right now this job is printing in quality mode because it's photo work that we're targeting on this print. All right, are there any questions about this machine here? All right, well,
Can
we'll
you
step.
can you tell the name of the model? What is the model on this one? I didn't
This is,
catch
oh,
that.
sorry. This is the Revoria SC180.
So this is a toner press. This is your new rollout with the toner presses here.
It is, correct. So that's sort of the second step as we go into it. The one that we're going to move to the right to next will be the Apios Pro C810. This model is targeted to the photo printer. So we would see this product in like a Walgreens, someplace that could print, photos on demand. As you go into it, you can have pre-cut sheets, you can do different sizes, high quality photo prints, targeting really high detailed work for that market. Really rich blacks, really bright, vibrant colors, and great detail in this machine. So on here we have different photo papers we work, but you can also use it for production work too. So on here you can have your normal jobs, trifolds, brochures, pieces like that as you run through. Another one that's driven by Fiery with us, so it's a universal rip that we've been able to run through multiple devices on it. From there, next we'll sort of go to the technology side of it. This is something we sort of like to do a brief overview, talking more about the big picture of Fuji, because we're involved in a lot of different product lines. You can see our Instax photos here. So this is one of the other product lines that we do. So there's a lot of technology, and the nice thing about that is we're able to share it across multiple pieces in our portfolio. So we can trade technologies back and forth through it to be able to grow our businesses and raise our quality in different areas from our different technology groups, including medical, printers, partners in that too. And as we keep walking to the right here, we're going to start working our way toward the main demo room, but in here, this is our application table. So this will show you a wide format. Our new flexible packaging press that we have. So we have a food safe, water-based, thin film press that will run for stand-up pouches and food grade bags. Really high quality, and that's new to the industry. We're the first one to the market with that. We can see boxes on the back. These were run on our Acuity line. So in here, you're able to do this, run it on a corrugated machine, and with some of the finishing and products we'll see as we keep walking through, you'll be able to see how we can finish these boxes in line. And then we'll get to our J-Press, which is going to be our flagship machine. The J-Press 750 is highest quality press we have on the market. 1200 DPI, really small picoliter, great detail and production machine. And these books were produced on that, including the cover. So the cover was printed and then wrapped to a board on it to be able to make the hard cover. Some of the other applications. So this would be for your grocery store type displays where you'll have maybe a backlit. You'll be able to have this produced to be maybe a McDonald's drive-in where it says enter. So in this world, it's color, white color. So whether it's hit with sun or backlit somehow, we want it to always look the same. And then we get into the embellishment side. So this might be a little difficult to see, but on the Gin one here, there is a texture from clear on it, which is another thing we can use as embellishment. We have that same product as we get into the Revoria line, and we see our PC1120, which will be the next machine we go to on the toner side. But there's a wide variety. Fuji has a lot of different technologies that we go through. One of the new ones for us here is a Barbaran. So the Barbaran prints at 50 meters a minute with 5 foot by 10 foot sheets with an inline gloss varnish on it. So this is another new partnership that we've had this year to be able to grow to hit more of that point of purchase market and higher volumes with inkjet. All right. So while we're in this room, does anyone have any questions on the applications?
Stephen, I have a question actually about the embellishments. You mentioned
Hmm.
that's done on the Revoria.
Yep.
Is that something that would be kind of a single pass thing where it would print and do the embellishments on top, or would the Revoria kind of be turned into an embellishment print machine where you would run a printed product through it? I'm
Yeah.
not a
So on
printing
the
person, so it probably is obvious on my question.
Yep. So as we walk out here, I'll grab the. We will go to the PC 1120 where the embellishments will be now. So it's in line, so we can run up to 6 colors on that. So on that 6 colors, we could have a silver, a gold, a white, a clear that we can use for embellishments, and just different ways to make it look like a foil. Your pieces like that where you can run silver and use the process colors to be able to grow that color capabilities without having to run spot colors on each one.
Mhm.
So this will sort of show you some of that with the spot color side. We'll grab this sample first. This is a great one to see. So the one on the left would be a normal Pantone match that we would have with the basic colors, but the ones on the right, we added our pink to it. So by adding the pink, you get that really high chromatic color. So your oranges become more orange, all your colors get more vibrant with that. So that would be a type of embellishment where you can use a specialty color. And like this one here would be another one that we can have for silver. So in the silver here, we can use the silver as an embellishment, but then if we want to take that silver and make it gold, if you had it in orange to it, it would look gold then on the sheet. So you could run silver in areas, but you could have gold, you could have a different types of metallic looking colors as we go. And this one is one that we do for the clear embellishment, which you really can't see on the camera. But in the background here, there's a pattern of the leaves from the grapes to show it as an embellishment. You know, increase that brand awareness, get something to catch you on as you grow that product in the marketing scheme. So now you've hit our flagship for the toner side. This is the Revoria PC 1120. This has every option that we have on it. So we have folding, tri-folding, cutting, stacking. It's got a 3-sided trim on it for finishing booklets. So as we go down here, we'll be able to see some of the more. So Mac queued up a job for us, so we'll see it printing first. So we'll go to the other end and sort of work our way back. Another example of embellishments would be this piece here. So we highlighted it with pink and the silver metallics to be able to give it more pop on that cover to get more attention to the booklet as we go. So as we go by, you can see some of our color quality charts. We'll print those daily to make sure that the machine is always in that peak operating condition. So you're managing your color, you're printing consistently. Um, from there, we'll see a job here run just after it does its quality check. So on this level machine, we have an inline ILS. What that means is it's going to manage that color consistently as you're printing. So as the job warms up, you hit print, it will check the color internally, and then it'll start producing that work so you print a high quality job every time you hit the print button. And there's a different workflow on here. We're using our Revoria flow on it. And the Revoria flow on this allows some AI intelligence into it. So if we bring in RGB images, it will add pink where it thinks it'll help. So in flesh tones, in gradients and areas that need that lighter color, it'll add that into it. So as we go here, here's one of our folding jobs. This was all done in line in the press. So we were able to create a piece in line, have finished product right off the end of the press. And that's done in this unit here. We can add high pile stackers. On this press we currently have one. You could have multiples if you have large amounts of jobs. And then on the end we have our booklet maker. Okay, could you go check? So Nancy's going to check and see when it's actually going to print. So while we're here, does anyone have any questions on the PC 1120? So once we queue this up, then we'll walk through the other sides. Okay. While they're getting
What
this
is
to
the
print,
speed on the Revoria compared to the J Press? I mean, I know there's toner versus inkjet, but I'm curious what the difference is in output.
so on this, we're running 120 pages a minute, single-sided on that speed. On the J Press 750, you have two print modes. One is 3,600 sheets an hour, and the other one is 5,400 sheets an hour.
And you said
Um,
does the Revoria have duplexing? Is that an option with the Revoria?
it is. So all the Revoria lines, all duplex. You can run up to 13 by, I think it's 52 inches as a max with the long sheet feed. But the standard sizes we run most work on is going to be 12, 18, 13, 19, which all come out of the main trays. So now the job's
Great.
queuing up, so we'll be able to see it run
Great. We
here.
got a question in the chat box. Do toner products have a click charge?
This model, yes, we do run click charge on this model. But once you get to the other product lines like our wide format and our J presses, it's all based on the ink and the pieces that you use for that.
So it's separate materials cost or separate
Yeah.
consumables cost.
Consumables, yep.
Hmm.
So the Revorias being toner products, that's what the market's used to. So we tried to keep the model the same of what everyone's used to. So right now it's
Another question.
gathering.
Mhm.
Oops, sorry. So what's
I was gonna
happening
say
in the
another
machine?
question that came in. Yeah, go ahead.
So the machine right now is it's cutting both sides of it, and then it'll gather them all together, stack them, and then do a face trim on output. So we can see the booklet being made now. So now you get your nice finished product, nice clean edges on it. So everything's square just like you would on a conventional stitcher in a product line.
So what is the average monthly volume? This is another question that came in the chat.
That I would have to follow up with. So we'll have to follow up with what we would normally see, unless Fred, do you know some of your customer volumes?
Yeah, but I have a way to look that up real quick. So go ahead and continue and I'll
Okay,
get you the answer.
sounds good. So now that this one's printing, normally in this shop, I would be going on to my other machines that I have, or I'd be prepping the next job. So at this point, it's unmanned on this product. It manages the color in line. It tracks, it, it allows you to do the ILS corrections on the fly. So as we go through here, we're going to work our way around now to the next lines, which is going to be our black and white. And then the one machine that we use for all of our production, all of our own brochures, all of our sell sheets, and that will be the EC 1100. So the one on my right over here is going to be the black and white. the E1136. Really high quality black and white, high speed on that too. So that's at 130 pages a minute on the black and white. But the one on my left over here, where we get to the Ravoria EC1100, so this is 110 pages a minute. But this is what we do all of our work on. So a normal day for us will be 800 to 1,000 brochures when we're running our production to ramp up for our sales team. And we're able to just queue up jobs and let it run.
Another question that came in through the chat, is it a fiery DFE?
So on everything except for the PC1120, it's all fiery. Right now on the PC1120, it's our Ravorio flow. And there's tools in there that we created our Ravorio flow to be able to make it more intelligent pre-press. So adding the pink, being able to use some of the AI tools in there that we created to help increase the quality and the tools you have to make it easier to print are in that workflow, different than the fiery. All right. Any questions in the toner side before we go to the wide format?
Steve, if it's possible, could you open up the front of the 1120?
Yep.
So Steve
So
had mentioned that that's the 1136 there, I believe, right, or 1100.
this
The
is the
1120
the
has,
1120 on the other side, yeah. So
yeah.
this is the 1100 right now. So you want to see the
Yeah, I want to show them the 1120 because we mentioned the extra colors. I want to show you how they're
yeah.
situated inside the machine.
Okay. So I'll get Mac here to open it up for us. So currently now we have golden first and pink down last. So we can change the orders. You can have white and white. You can have metallics in there. The nice thing here is to change out the colors. All these pieces come out with just a couple screws, and all of this comes out, so there's no toner dropping. So there's a clean color change on it. Makes it really easy for the operators.
Yeah,
And then the
that's
other,
important, especially when using white.
mhm. Yeah, because you don't want to have to be printing blank sheets. You don't have to want to be getting things out to be able to get that work done. And the nice thing here, what Max opened up now, is we have a very flat way we keep the sheet as we apply as it goes through the fuser. It keeps the quality up by keeping that sheet from having to bend through a lot of parts. So, all right, that'll work. Thanks, Mac. All right, we'll head down to
We
the
got a
front here.
question to see the imaging drum or belt. Is that an option?
Sure. Can we see the imaging drum or belt? Yep. So he'll grab that. Yeah. That and then the imaging belt. Imaging belt? Yeah. Yeah. That was what we had open earlier was the imaging belt. Yeah. So that's tough to see, so we can't, it's really hidden behind a cover. But here's the fuser, and then we have another inline ILS is where his hand's at now. Mm-hmm.
Great. Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, with that said, we'll start heading back. We're going to run to our Acuity Prime series now. So that's our flatbeds and now our new hybrid. So currently we have a demo going on the hybrid, so we'll be able to see the backside of that machine, but they're running some customer tests right now. So the nice thing about the hybrid, it's added a roll device to this line, and all the technology is the same. So the inkjet heads, all the filters, everything is the same between all three of our primes. Right now they're just running it looks like a roll gloss paper on it. So that's an 80-inch wide machine, and I don't have the speeds off the top of my head, but it's in that production area where you're running. So off to the right here, I have our Acuity Prime L. So I'm going to start up the machine here, and we'll run a job on this while we're talking. So we're going to run our map here. This is going to be running 2-pass, 33% smoothing. At this rate here, we're going to be in that, close to 30 bed an hour time frame. Some of the controls we have on here, we're able to hit a lot of standards. So running 2-pass, we're going to be in that grackle, or you swap color space, and grackle is going to be our biggest. So once we hit 3-pass, we can run to that biggest gamut, but they're very close together, which allows it then, the job defines how we run it. So we can run that job as fast as we can, have the colors look the same, and it comes down to what the artwork needs for how many passes we go through. One of the pieces on here is we have a smoothing feature that allows us to be able to raise the quality in different print modes without having to create more passes over it. So this print will take us 2 minutes and 4 seconds to complete for a 4x8 sheet. Now this bed here is 126 inches by about almost 70 inches. So it allows you to do a lot of different pieces on it, but you can also run front to back on it and sort of ping pong back and forth. So I could set up the jobs here and go up to 30 inches and stack, say, 6 across and do the same thing on the back side of the machine. That allows me to be pre-staging the work while one side's printing and increasing our production on it. It is cured. This is all LED UV technology. So as you go over it, it's dry to the touch as soon as the lamps go over it.
Do you have a maximum thickness on the substrate for that? I mean, I know you can probably run like metals and thicker
We can go
board
up to
products through that.
we can go up to 2 inches on this product line.
Okay.
So we've actually printed doors on it to be able to do that for wood grains, for different artwork on that, to be able to do, show one off as they show the technology of like prototyping, or you can do 6 plexi for sports awards and things like that. All of those different products can be run on here, so you have a wide variety of products from PET to Sintra, which is a PVC, to corrugated, to and what else? Black colors. And on this machine here, we have 7 colors. So we have CMYK. On here we have a primer, which we would use for something like glass, something that needs that bonding agent. And then we have white, and then we have a embellishment clear on top. So this is where we can do textured laydowns, like we saw on that gin label. But the nice thing here is everything's up front. In the heads itself, all the maintenance is done up front. So we've been able to get the filters, make everything user-friendly, make it very easy to maintain and keep up with your product. Do you have any questions on the primes? Okay, so now we're going to work our way over to the Ultra R2. This is strictly a roll device, and this is going to target, your fabrics, your wall graphics, your billboards. This comes in a 3.2 meter machine and a 5 meter machine. So we have different configurations. One of the standard configurations on here, to be able to see this, is going to be our highest quality mode with the lights in it. So we have light magenta, light cyan in it. That will really help with flesh tones, you expanding your gamut with being able to carry a little more ink in the lighter areas. So right now, Leon is running, let's see, pass mode, 6 pass and 100% smoothing. So this is going to be our top level premium product that we're running here. And he's running a self-adhesive white material. So on here, fabrics, backlits, whether it's PET or fabric backlits or, you know, cutting, cleaning materials, different things like that, that all can run up here. We can also run dual rolls at one time. So on this side over here, we would have one roll like it's in the center and one on the right here. So you can maximize your production as you're running jobs. And then on the max width, we can run up to 126 inches on this one. And on the other version, it would be 5 meters. The 5 meter one comes in a couple configurations. So the same thing here with lights in white and your CMYK colors. On the 5 meter machine, you can also get dual CMYK. That opens up 2-pass mode, gets you really high volumes for your billboard and your larger graphics. So get this here. So on our, say our production mode, which is going to be 3-pass, we can get 2,885 square feet an hour off this machine on a 5 meter. And then on the 3 meter, we'd be at 2,130 square feet an hour. So it is a high production machine. All right. Any questions on this one? All right, we'll start working our way back. We partnered up with, as we go by here, we've partnered up with Kongsberg for all of our cutting. So on this machine here where I'm standing, we can score, cut, perf, route all of our products to be able to show the finished product. The same things that our customers would use in their shop. All right, so as we come out to our next machine, this is our Ultra Hybrid. So the same technology as we have on the R2. This is our hybrid version of the machine. So this will allow us to run up to 2-inch thick material in that same 3.2 or 126-inch width. So we'll go back to the backside here a little bit just to show you an idea of how we'd set up jobs. We can run 2 5-foot by 10-foot sheets, portrait here. So you put one sheet on this side, one sheet on this side, and you'd be able to print them both in line on it. I'm going to grab a sample here, bring it over here. So this job here was set up to run 5 across this way. We're able to do that, print it out, maximize our production, and this was run at roughly 138 meters squared an hour, so which is 35 4x8 boards an hour at this speed. Really high quality. These are 1200 DPI heads with a 3.5 picoliter droplet size. So that puts an ink droplet that's less than a human hair down on this artwork. Same thing, LED, UV. So all of our technology has moved that direction for energy efficiency and the quality it prints because of the energy that it absorbs quickly. So being roll rigid, this is your do all type machine where you're able to have a lot of flexibility to meet what your customer needs are. You can see over here on the right some of our viewing booths and our artwork on here, so you can get the really smooth flesh tones, but also be able to do all of your vector type graphics too with high quality crisp edges on it. All right, any questions on that? Okay, Nancy's showing you one of our backlit applications there. Now we're going to move over to our production inkjet roll device. So this is going to be for direct mail, booklet making, short run books, things like that, where you can run really high quality. Same thing here. This is 1200 DPI, roughly 2 peak liter droplet on it. And this is designed to run from, more of your offset stocks up to 10-point material. So you can do some of your postcards and pieces like that. This is actually a queen book that we have printed on here that we did for Drupa, for our live press run there. And we have light light mailers here where we're running 8-point stock, gloss, matte, and uncoated materials. Now I'll get Greg here to hit the print button. So,
Trying, I'm ready.
Okay. So right now he's going to queue it up in print. We'll be running at 80 meters a minute here. So this is really going to be your production machine. You have 2 speed modes here at 1200 DPI. You have 80 meters a minute and then 12 by 600 DPI at 160 meters a minute. So that's roughly 280 feet a minute and then 530 feet a minute. So he's coming up to temperature now. Right now we're going roll to roll and then we're doing near line finishing. So the piece we showed first behind us was a cut and stack device. Right now it's coming up, the printer's preparing. You'll hear the beeping and then it'll start to go. So this is a 4/4 machine. It's 20.5 inches in width. And the rolls that we're getting on, the max roll diameter is 50 inches.
On the other hand, you say, well, all these diverse perspectives are really important. But I worry about the market manipulation and the...
All right. So right now what's happening is the heads are going to move out over across the web from the maintenance position. And from there, the web will start to move, which it's doing now. If you take a look at the roll. And we'll come up to the 80 meters a minute. So in here, all these pieces could be full variable data. Every page could have a different image on it. You could have different numbering, different coding throughout it. And you can control your mailings that way if you're doing high-end postcards. You can run that through here, all with the mailing all direct in line.
I noticed you have a TechNow rewinder there. Is that, do you have a partnership with TechNow, or is that just something?
We do. So we partner with TechNow and also with Standard Hunkler on this. So we have 2 options that we work with it. So we sort of leave that open to our customers because they'll most likely in this market have finishing already that they want to match up to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But that's something that would be kind of an add-on to the press purchase. Is, the rewinder would be something they could with through that
Yeah.
partnership add-on to the purchase.
Right. They could add it on. So where I'm standing here at this is where our spot would sort of end.
Gotcha.
So we take it here, then we can hand it off to any of the third-party finishing that they'd like to, and integrate it into the press. So there is a control box that we can send the speed, the safety switches, and all integrate that into it.
Excellent.
So right now this is coming off dry. It's ready to go into the next device. So it's dry to the point on here, but 4/4 printing, running at 1200 DPI. Right.
Steve, can you touch on the paper stabilizer?
Yep, we'll get down here as we go down. So a couple things, if we want to look at the drawing, we can see some of the web paths. So there's a high volume of drawing built into a small area with what they've done. So as you come across the inkjet, you go through the IR and then you go through some hot air knives to be able to remove that moisture as you go. And here in the middle here where I'm at is the turn bar. So the picture on the back here, so basically the job comes through, side A is up, turns it over so you can print on the blank side B. As we go here to the next unit, this is the same as the first unit we saw, just printing the A side. Now this is unique to us. So one of the keys that Fred's talking about is we need to be able to dry inkjet on certain stocks, we need to stabilize that paper and get it to a specific moisture content so that it can absorb the ink. So that's what this unit does here. So as we're printing, the unit will come in here and between hot air knives and IR lamps in here, we're stabilizing that paper to a specific moisture content to allow the inkjet to sit where it's supposed to. Because when you're really printing at high speed, you're putting a human hair-sized droplet of ink at up to 500 feet a minute. So the technology of stabilizing that paper and making that area ink ready or moisture ready is very important to get that high quality print. And then throughout the press, at the beginning and at the end of the press, you have web guides to keep that material straight and always printing in the same spot. All right. So as we keep moving on here, we're hitting our Revoria 12500. So this is new technology in this past year. This is just a large format to be able to give us a lot of options. So you can get your true 6-up 12 pagers printed on here. Bring up some of our house jobs here. So really high print, duplexing on it so we can print both sides. Here we have a paper stacker, and then we have 2 different paper trays down there. So the nice thing is as an operator, everything's
Your volume has blipped out a little bit there, Steve.
Steve, it looks like you're muted. You accidentally muted yourself. Looks like we got,
Yeah, we've lost the audio.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm. His phone died, I think. So Nancy will maybe have to unmute, I think. If Nancy unmutes, that might be the way to do it.
I think he's figured it out now. Anyway, while Steve's going through there, I'll give you the layman's terms on this. This is our basically our B2 machine. It's a 26 by 29 and a half duplexing toner device. It's not out on the market for commercial release yet, but obviously we've had it at Printing United last fall. We showed it at Drupa, and we are showing customer demos. We just have not released it for sale in the United States. An exciting product though, fits a nice void in our product line. Really complements the other products that we have out there. I'll be dangerous here. If anybody has a question, feel free to ask. I'll fire away with a good answer if I have one.
So Fred, you said that the Revoria line, the whole Revoria line is new offering for Fuji. Like Fuji was not in toner prior to any of the
Well,
Revoria presses. Is
that's
that correct?
yes and no. We've been manufacturing toner machines for over 60 years. We did them in partnership with other partners out in the market. Some of it's not so secret. But as things evolve, we decided to bring these products to market under our own name, and we became distributors of products. So they're not the same offerings that have been out there on the market. So it's slightly unique to discuss that. So again, with that 200 line, everything from an entry level production ESC 180 through the 1120, and then the B2 machine, and a couple of in between machines, including a black and white and a solely a 4-color unit as well. Steve, if you jump
Yep.
back in or no?
All right. Can you guys hear me again?
Yes.
Okay. So here we're going to start off at the end down here. This is our inline coder that we partnered with Compact for the J-Press series. This allows us to do light folding carton and have gluable product off the end of the press. So the J-Press is our flagship machine here. It's the highest quality printer we had, like we saw before. And we just ask Sam here, can you hit print? Here's, so I'll get Sam here to hit print so we can see a job run through the press. The key here is consistency with the J-Press. So let me find our sheets here. One of the sheets that I always like to show, because it's one of the toughest things to print in the industry, is a 3-color gray. So this is a 50-40-40 3-color gray. I know with the camera it's hard to see, but it is going to be less than a delta E across the web. Very consistent, very difficult to print. So right now, if we want to sort of look at the end of the press, Sam's going to be running. So we'll come down toward the beginning here where the feeder is. So this is your conventional offset feeder. So it's the same technology that you see on any offset press. Side guide, head stop, venturi air, a lot of control on that paper to make sure that you're transferring it consistently through the machine. In this unit here, this is our RCP unit. What that does is it's the primer for a high level to be able to make that ink stick at a specific spot on that paper. From there now, if we want to come over here, the heads are starting to come out across off the machine. The feeder will start feeding material. They'll drop into place. So this machine is set up with auto cleaning, auto head adjustments with the ILS. Everything's consistent through it. So Sam's printed us here a test job that we're doing for a sample. So on here at the very lead edge is a chart that's red on every sheet. There's a couple different sizes. This is our smaller one. This allows us to check the nozzles on every print. And every print, as you go through it, you'll see a single color on the back. This one's black. So every 4 sheets, it'll make an adjustment to be able to map missing nozzles and keep that quality where you're looking for. All right. Do you have any questions on the J-Press? Oops. Not hearing again. All right. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. They must have disconnected again. Does anyone have any questions on the J-Press? Or questions in general?
No, I don't think so. It's been a great presentation, and we definitely appreciate your time walking us through the demo center here today. So,
Yep. All right. So I'm going to walk back up where I can hear a little better as Nancy comes back through. All right.
As you guys might be able to see, this is the demo center. Not only do we entertain customers coming in and spending a day with us, we can bring in a number of customers and keep them all separate and be able to have their own private demos. But we print a lot of our brochures here, so it is a working demo center. So at times can become very busy.
Yeah, you can sort of see today we have training going on. We got a demo going on. We can do remote demos. We stock samples and custom samples that we're here to help with.
And Fred, if any of our members, since this is this equipment is included in the GAA program, if our members had questions or wanted to talk to someone, could they contact you or should they go to their local rep? What would be the best, channel to
Um,
go through?
Well, if they have a relationship with their local rep, their local Fuji sales manager, I mean, feel free. If people aren't aware of the way that we're structured, I don't want to frighten anybody. I know a lot about it. I know or a little about a whole lot of products, and we do have specialists that specialize in each area. So if somebody had a toner device specific question from a high altitude, the FSM or myself can probably handle some of those questions, but when we get into wanting demos and really, really drill down specs, we have people that can specialize just in those products. So either myself or the local FSM can help steer you towards the right person to have an intelligent conversation about the product.
Excellent. Great. Great. Well, thank you again. We really appreciate your time, taking the time to walk us through the demo center. And certainly, if anyone has any questions from today, or if you're watching the replay, if you have any questions, reach out to myself, reach out to Fred. If you are in the market for a digital press, wide format toner or inkjet, certainly feel keep Fuji in your consideration set. They've got some amazing equipment, and let us know too, so that we can keep track of those purchases and make sure you're getting any incentives that you might be qualifying for as well. So
Well put. And again, the invitation is open for anybody that would like to come and join us. The demo center is right outside of O'Hare Airport in Hanover Park, Illinois. So it's a pretty easy commute. We can turn things around in a day. If somebody'd like to come spend the day with us, we'd have you home for dinner. So you're always welcome. Thank you again, Wendy. Thank you for putting it together. Steve and Nancy, thank you.
You're welcome.
thank you all
Appreciate you
so much.
taking the
Everyone,
time.
have a wonderful week. Take care.
All right.
Thank
Take
you
care.
all.
Bye bye.